Well, g'day everybody. Welcome to another edition of Australian Paddock. Sorry it's been a while between videos. Today I would like to look at my Cosmo Bully flail mower. Why have I got an Indian made flail mower on the back of my Indian made tractor? Well, let's have a look and I'll tell you all about it. So don't mind the flies, they're really bad today. Okay, here I am with my Cosmo Bully SFM 175H, and you may well be asking, after you've liked and subscribed to my channel, why would I buy an Indian flail mower at half the price of an Italian one, or a bit more, maybe twice as much again as a Chinese one? Well, there are a few key features that match it with the Italian ones, and I'll just take you through it one by one. Well, apart from the price, which is probably the number one feature, this is a 175 centimetre wide flail mower, which as you can see is pretty much the same width as the tractor. And I can mow pretty much in line with that wheel. And within reason, this wheel, certainly if the right wheel's lined up, it's spot on. So that's the first thing, this is the right width. Second feature is you can probably see there's a hydraulic component in here. Actually, let's try the other side. Because this has a 30 centimetre offset. It will offset to the right hand side of the tractor, over there, by 30 centimetres. Why is that important to me? Well, I don't know if you can see here, but we're lined up with our forestry tree plantation, and I want to be able to mow as close to the trees as reasonably possible. I don't want to hit them, of course, but if I don't have the offset, I'm just mowing the middle. Now, I have done a lot of spraying of the weeds here to try and keep them down, but the reason I have a flail mower at all, really, is because of the forestry. When you prune the forestry, branches off, clearly you end up with a lot of branches on the ground. The flail mower will just chew through them and mulch them back in. And that's got to be good for the soil and just good for the environment in general. I don't want to burn them, and I don't want to leave them there because I need to be able to walk down. I need to be able to walk down with the pruners, put ladders up, move around. I don't want branches there, so the flail mower is perfect for that. So what makes this flail mower good for the forestry? Well, first thing is, if we look underneath, you'll see that it has hammers and not the knives. And they're big, chunky hammers, not little pissy things. It's properly set up, this thing. At the front here, it has a proper set of metal guards, not little bits of chain. Very unlikely that these pieces are going to end up in your paddock and driving over them. So those things are very, very, very important. Very strong side skids, adjustable height. This can go from, I think it's about 2.5 centimetres above the ground to 10 centimetres above the ground by adjusting the roller at the back. And it's a nice big roller, as you can see. Then it has these rods. They just pull right out like that. I'm going to show you that. And they're to help recirculate the material inside the drum as part of the mulching process, and I've just left those in. They're very easy to pull out. Then you can adjust the heights, which apparently adjusts the level of capture of the material. Maintenance on this thing is pretty straightforward. It has grease points. What do you call them in America? Zerks. I call them grease nipples. Grease nipples on every every greasy point, as you can see. The key grease nipples, apart from the ones on those moving parts, there's one down here under a little panel. There's one in here for the main drum and one on the opposite side. Maintenance is very straightforward from that perspective. Obviously you've got your gearbox filling points. Here's the other grease nipple down here. Important to keep that greased at all times. Very easy to maintain the belt system here. This is very easy to get on and off. I noticed some of the cheaper ones, this is very hard to get off. Very simple, just a couple of bolts, and that comes off. But very easy access. It also has these very easy to use stands when it's on the ground. Makes it very simple to put it down and take it off. Category 1 hitching point. Those are the main positive features. Now, I'd say the hardest part of dealing with this is actually adjusting the height of the skids and the drum. You can see there's two bolts here, two nuts on the inside. Same thing here. The skids are fairly easy to deal with because the nuts are just been behind here. But these actually are a pain in the neck. You have to lie down with a spanner on the inside and try and undo these. Definitely need some sort of a hammer wrench to be able to get them off. This looks really, really heavy, but it's actually relatively easy and light to move. Once the nuts are undone, this is easy to adjust up and down. But getting these undone and done up again without a hammer wrench is extremely tiresome. So I would just be a little bit sort of wary about that. That's probably the number one thing. You can't just quickly raise it and lower it with a lever, but then it does do up very tightly, and I've never had any problems with anything falling off it. Now I'm about to start it up. I've got to make sure that the cover for the PTO shaft is properly secured. And the other thing to note with the flail mower is that if you lower the 3-point all the way down, it will drag in the ground because it will drop further at the front than at the back. I always make sure I've got this set to not go all the way down to here. So I put the stop in here. When I lower this, it will stop it from digging into the ground. So that's really important. All right. Second gear. You can probably still hear that slowing down behind me. Listen, wait for the hammers to stop turning around. There we go, it stopped. Well, there you go. That is a pretty neat job. As you can see, it works very well with grass. I've had this run through grass that's been higher than the bonnet of the tractor. It will chew everything up, sticks, rocks, small rocks, it just shatters them completely. And I think that's probably where the quality of it sits. It does everything it's expected to do. Is it better than the Italian ones? Well, probably not, but and I know people with the big Italian ones. What is that? And there's not necessarily a difference. The main difference is that they are commercial farmers and I'm not. And for the price of half the price with the offset, I don't think there's much you can really complain about. And I would recommend it 100%. I've had not a single moment of problems with it. So I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Ciao.